Where Does the Garbage Go? By Paul Showers. This goes with our standard E.8.10. Our essential question is, how can humans conserve our natural resources while preventing or reducing pollution? I can design and plan ways to conserve our natural resources and reduce the amount of pollution. Because I need you to be thinking about our natural resources, things that can be recycled, and how we can improve the environment. All right, so where does the garbage go? In our school, we are learning about garbage. Last week, our teacher told us about the way things used to be. And you can see that their question is, where does it come from and where does it go? She said there was a time when people who wanted to get rid of something just threw it into the garbage can. They threw in garbage like orange peels, chicken bones, the food they didn't eat. They threw in trash too, empty bottles, tin cans, cardboard boxes, old newspapers. When you put garbage and trash together, you call it waste. Once a week, the waste was collected in trucks and taken out into the dump. In the dump, there were piles of garbage everywhere and all kinds of trash, old tires, broken bottles, tin cans, old newspapers, broken chairs, and sofas. In summer, the garbage rotted and made a terrible stink. Rats came to eat it, millions of flies buzzed around. The dump was a great big mess. Today, some towns still have dumps where they leave their garbage and trash. At one time, New York City used the ocean for its dump. It loaded its waste on flat boats called barges. Tugboats pulled the barges out to the sea, and the waste was dumped overboard. Most of the trash sank, but some of it floated. Often, it floated right back to the beaches where people were swimming. New York City doesn't throw its waste in the ocean anymore. It has a special kind of dump called a landfill. Other cities have landfills too. Our town has one, and our class went out and looked at it. A landfill is a busy place. Trucks bring loads of waste from the city and dump it in big piles. Bulldozers with scrapers spread out the waste. Compactors with spikes on their wheels move back and forth over the waste. After that, trucks bring loads of soil. The bulldozers and compactors spread the soil over the waste. The soil covers up everything. It keeps out the rats and flies. Then the landfill is ready for more waste. Then comes more soil to cover it up. Then more waste and more soil, layer after layer. A landfill keeps piling up. It gets to be a little mountain. The layers of a landfill. Okay, so let's carefully look at this picture here. So we can see that there's layers of waste, and then there's layers of soil. Why do you think that it's important for them to have a system that is like that? What are they trying to protect? What could possibly be underneath all of this waste? Okay, if you're thinking about our water, we previously learned that we have water that is underneath the ground that can be contaminated, and so they are trying to protect the water. So we're trying to prevent water pollution. When the last layer of soil is spread on top of a landfill, grass and trees are planted on it. The landfill becomes a park or a playground. Then the city has to start a new landfill. Waste never stops piling up. So what is in our landfill? So let's check it out. So we have this pie chart, and the pie chart is showing us that 50% of paper, 10% plastic, 20% miscellaneous or other, 13% is food and yard waste, 1% is glass, and 6% is metal. So when we're looking at this chart, how much is actually recyclable that doesn't need to go to the landfill? So if you said about 60 to 70% of our waste can be recycled, you're right, according to our chart. Some cities try to get rid of their waste by burning it. They build big furnaces called incinerators and burn garbage and trash in them. The heat is used to warm stores and offices. It is also used to make electricity, which is pretty cool. So we can burn our trash to make electricity. But incinerators don't really get rid of everything. They simply turn the waste into ashes, and the ashes have to go to a landfill. Sometimes those ashes are toxic or harmful, and sometimes the smoke from the incinerator pollutes the air with harmful gases. Today, cities are having a hard time finding places for new landfills. Waste keeps piling up, people keep throwing things away. They throw away too many things. Some of the things they throw away could be used over again. Each person in the United States creates about 4 pounds of trash every day. Many cities are now trying something that is new for them. It is called recycling. Recycling means making trash into something new instead of throwing it away. Almost half of the trash we throw away could be recycled. So look for this symbol on glass, metal, and plastic containers that can be recycled. So this symbol tells us that that item can be recycled and used again. So our city is recycling. We still put garbage in the garbage can, orange peels, chicken bones, and food we don't eat. But we keep empty glass bottles in a separate box. Aluminum cans and foils are kept separate too. When we put the cans and bottles at the curb, we pile old newspaper besides them. We flatten our cardboard boxes and pile them next to the newspaper. And so we know that we can recycle in our city. And so we have a recycle can, and we can put aluminum, foil, newspapers, cardboard, so paper, we can put paper inside. Some plastic, not all. When the garbage truck comes, it picks up only the garbage and takes it out to the landfill. Other trucks come for the bottles and cans and newspapers, and those things don't go to the landfill anymore. Our city sells them to factories and mills for recycling. Okay, so your teacher is going to pass out this paper, Where Does the Garbage Go, with some cards, and you're going to sort each statement under what you think goes under landfill, what goes under incinerator, and what should go to the recycling center. Now remember, the incinerator is things that we can burn. Okay, so incinerators are things that we can burn, landfill things that we can't burn or recycle, and the recycling center is things that we can be reused again. Okay, so with your elbow partner, you're going to use those cards to work together to sort each statement. I want you to take about 7 minutes, pause video, or adjust time as needed. All right, so let's check out some of the statements. So where does the garbage go? In a landfill, we could see trucks bringing loads of waste from the city and dump in big piles. We'll have lots of different things that go in this section. Incinerator, you probably should have seen something that said heat from the burned garbage is used to make electricity. And the recycling center, we should see things like paper, plastic, glass, maybe more specific information like newspapers. All right, so our exit ticket today is going to be brainstorm one thing we can implement in our class or school to reduce the waste. Set up all the things that you previously have learned, all the things that you found out today. What are some things that we can do to reduce the waste in our class or in our school?